On the seventh day of Drunksmas, my true love gave to me 7 Bitcoin miners, 6 banana apocalypse, 5 Elon Musk, 4 Kinder eggs, 3 Alison's move, 2 TSB guns, and a Dyson sphere around the sun.
Nailed it.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 7. 7 is so good, you gotta sing it twice. 7. That's not a thing.
Doesn't know.
Sure.
7.
Sing it twice.
Of Drunksmas.
Hello, Allison, stepping on my
I felt like you were
lines.
forgetting everything.
It's clearly Drunksmas.
Continue.
They're
Drunksmas.
messing up the intro.
Continue.
Of Drunksmas here at the half-hour happy hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alex Albrecht.
And I'm Alison Haislip. I'm impressed you remembered all that.
I'm impressed that you didn't think I was going to remember that.
You already forgot it on like
Just
episode 3.
jumped right in.
For the next 30 minutes, we are going to drink some booze and spit some news.
That is correct, and we will be spitting those news directly into the eye holes of one Tom Super Volcano Krajewski.
My eye holes?
Yeah,
Your eye
Christmas
holes.
eye holes.
Christmas
Your eye holes.
Knew it. I'll take
Your
it.
holiday
Come on.
holes.
We are on
This
drink
is-
7. We are 7 drinks
Pretty
in.
much.
Yeah.
Life is feeling
I'm
good.
about to pour some more Macallan, thanks, Rob.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have not done a shot
Yeah.
this episode. so-
Ron. I almost said Rob.
You did say Rob.
I did, but I meant Ron.
You meant Ron. Thank you, Ron. Thank you all the fans who have sent us food and goodies and all that amazing stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a good year. It's a good year. I'm very, very excited for this episode.
Can we just say we are all very,
Are
very
you?
excited
This
about
is
this
pretty
episode. I
exciting.
feel like you're taking personal responsibility
Yeah.
for this episode, which we'll
There's
allow.
2 other people
Well,
here
yeah.
that can get excited about
Okay,
things
so
with you.
Tom and Alex, you guys know that you guys are very important people in my lives.
Oh,
The
here
most-
we,
the most
Here we
important.
go. No, Tom.
because
No?
I see you literally every week.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not many people that I see every week.
Mm-hmm.
But the person who's our guest this week, I probably see her almost every day
What?
if she's in
Okay.
Los Angeles because she's one of my bestest of bestest friends. And I don't know what I would do without her. And her name is Lily Mirajnik. And I'm so excited that we get to have you on the show today, Lily. Hi, Lily.
Hi.
So the reason Lily's on this show.
Welcome to the... Well, because
yeah.
she's amazing.
I am
Yeah.
way
But
too
you-
sober for this.
No, I know.
Why
I
are
know.
you not drinking?
By the way,
Welcome
Lily
to
was like,
episode
I'll come near the
7.
end of the day. And I was like, no, you won't. You need
But
to
how
come.
much fun would that have been?
It would have.
Sober me and you guys just
yeah.
shook hands.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. That's what's going to happen.
By the way,
very
welcome
soon.
to whoever comes
After you.
Yeah.
So Lily is on a show that just came out, a brand
Yes.
new show that's been getting rave reviews, and I'm so excited about it. Happy on Sci-Fi.
Yes.
Grant Morrison's graphic novel turned into a TV show starring Chris Maloney and Patton Oswalt and my friend Lily Mirajnik.
So, by the way, I was about to tell the story.
Yes, no, but we have to tell it on the
Prior
show.
to recording,
Yeah.
but I could not say it because they forced me to
Because
say
you
it on the
couldn't-
show because I
you couldn't duplicate the
I couldn't
surprise and
dupli-
the
That's not good. I mean, I could maybe. I'm a decent
Yeah.
hacker because usually it's
I
hacking.
like that. Yeah.
fair, like it.
So
So,
I saw the trailer prior to knowing that you knew Allison or any of that stuff. My wife and I are massive Christopher Maloney fans. Not only that, we were like,
approved.
he is so much better than the like dry drama stuff he does.
Absolutely.
Or the extreme wacky stuff that he does. I was like, there has to be a thing. He needs a show where he can be dramatic, crazy, wacky, funny, all in one ball. And I was like, I have no idea. So for the last 2 years, we have been racking our brains.
This is not a thing.
No,
Really? You've
no,
really
this
been
is
racking
one-
your brains
this is-
about what Chris
Yes.
Maloney could do?
Yes, we have literally. Hey, you know what I've been doing for the last 2 years? Top of that list was we need to create a thing for Christopher Maloney.
Wow.
That is
He could
all
be
of
everything.
That
Yeah.
is all of these things. Cut
Yeah.
to Happy comes out.
Yeah.
And we see the trailer and we were like, this is the thing that
It's
we've been
perfect.
wanting
It's
for
perfect.
Christopher Maloney to have
Yeah.
for 2 years. Now here's where it gets a little squidgy. Holidays are really hard to find an hour with your wife to watch TV. So we have the 2 episodes of Happy that have aired sitting on our box, and we have not watched it yet.
By the time this
That's
episode comes
And
out,
I was like, I have to watch it because I know Allison's friend is on it. I haven't seen it. I was like, I have to watch it. And I just couldn't bring myself to watch it without my wife.
Yeah.
So it was one of
That's
those
fair.
things where I was
That's
like,
fair.
so
When
we're
you-
going to binge the fuck out of it when we finally get some time, air up after holidays. So we're very excited. And I'm so jazzed that you guys
I believe
know each
by
other.
the time that this episode airs, you will have 3 episodes out.
When is it going to air?
Your episode is airing the
27th.
27th.
6th.
The 27th.
27th. It's the 7th.
What day of the week
Wednesday?
is that?
I don't
I
know.
think it's next Wednesday.
Thursday, Friday,
When-
Saturday, Sunday,
Oh.
Tuesday.
Oh, maybe it's
That'll
coming out
be-
tonight
No.
or now or
What?
Wait.
No. Oh
You're
God.
right.
No,
Here
I
we
don't.
go.
I don't. I
Second
don't
one.
mean tonight, like when we're recording tonight, when people are listening to it. Is it a
Right.
Wednesday night show?
It is a Wednesday night show.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
10
yeah.
p.m.
There you go.
Hey, there we go.
So
So
everyone
that'll be episode
4.
3.
4.
4.
Four?
Perfect.
This coming
Yeah.
week, the week before Christmas
Is the 3rd episode.
Oh,
is the
right.
3rd episode,
The week-
and then
yeah.
the week, the night
day
this
right before the
airs.
first
This is so
episode of Drunksmas.
perfect.
Perfect.
Yes,
Okay, so here's the. I told Lily.
that took a lot of.
Yeah.
I told Lily I was going to tell her a great story on the podcast.
I love it.
And
She made
got,
me wait for 3 days.
I did. And now I
Wait,
feel like this story
you mean
is not
like,
super worth
not
it.
like
but-
20 minutes ago, but like 3 days
No,
ago?
like 3
No,
days
she
ago, I was like,
emailed me
yeah.
while I was sitting on a ship, not knowing what to do with myself, and she was
First
like,
off,
"By the way, I have a great story to tell you about your show." I'm like, "Can you entertain me now, please?"
Wait.
Lily's
Okay,
been
so
on a
roll
cruise.
that back.
Yeah.
You were on a ship?
Oh yes, but you know what? We're
Like a
gonna roll.
transatlantic ship?
Lily wants to hear the story.
Exactly like a transatlantic ship.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna revisit this because I need to hear this
Okay,
story.
all right.
Okay, so
It better be good.
I was a guest
She's
on.
like, and it's not.
I was a guest on Adam Green and Joe Lynch's. They did a 48-hour live streaming podcast marathon a couple weekends ago. At this point, to raise a whole bunch of money to save
Wasn't
Yorkies
somebody
and dogs.
just talking
Yuri,
about
our
this?
first
Oh,
guest,
right,
our
Yuri.
first guest on Drunksmas was also a guest on that podcast.
Got it.
So I was on that podcast, and I was on it for like 2 hours, just sitting there and chatting with the guys. And at some point in our talk, so your show had just come out. Happy had just come out. I mean, Tom, that's not exciting. Tom, you just took the top off the M&M thing.
Yeah, she's been suffering trying to get one M&M at a
Oh.
time.
But you know what? It's like portion control.
Yeah.
If you pay, all right.
Yeah, just stick
There you go.
stick Eminem Leia back on.
Oh, there she is.
Jesus,
darn
we knew
it.
that was going to
Tom,
happen.
Continue your talk. I was
I
not
can't
trying to
do
interrupt
it
your
when you're
saying.
destroying
There you
everything.
were.
Well, let's see if I actually have self-control.
Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
I'm gonna
So
say no because I'm desperately trying not to eat all of those, and I wasn't even interested in them until they presented themselves.
Yeah, I know.
easily for your
Like a buck in the wild.
So the weekend I did this podcast was the weekend after Happy came out. You guys are awful.
Guys, I've been
we're
waiting
listening,
for this
we're
story
listening.
for a week.
Shut up. Lily's trying to hear the story.
We're trying to drag it out for you, so you can.
No.
Clearly, there hasn't been enough suspense, Lily. Go on.
So we're sitting during this podcast, and out of the blue, Joe Lynch, who's like he's a film director and a writer, and he does all these great things within the industry. He's like, I mean, there's just been like a lot of great TV lately. He's like, have you seen that show that's like Grant Morrison's new show? And I went, Happy? And he goes, yeah, that show. I'm like, that's my friend Lily's show. That Lily, she's the lead. She's the lead on that show. She's a female lead. And he's like, yeah, no, she's amazing. She totally holds her own with Chris Maloney and Patton Oswalt. I'm like, no, I know. And he's like, that show is so good. And I've been so excited for like weird shows like that. And I'm so like, it's so great. Like he raved about this show, and I was just sitting there like beaming, being like, that's my best friend. Like it made me so happy, and it was not at all motivated by me. Like it came up on his
It's
own.
pretty fun
Yeah.
when it's like people all of a sudden are like, "Oh yeah, Happy. I read blah 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 blah," and it's like, "Oh, you know about it, and I didn't tell you about it." It's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
So how did the process? I mean, I know you're like, well, you're an actor, you get the audition, you blah blah blah. But what was it? Was there anything different about this? Than
Oh, yeah.
other shows.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I lost one of them.
That's
not there, it's
okay.
fine.
We have a. There's a
anyways.
lot of them. We're gonna be sweeping up M&Ms with our faces on for a long
With your
time.
face.
Yeah, my face is on those M&Ms.
With our faces, we're sweeping up M&Ms
See,
with our
portion
faces.
Alison's
control.
going straight for the top of
Yeah.
the M&M.
Damn
It's
it.
the easier access point for him,
Yeah.
And by the way, it says Alex.
and he's separating
Yeah.
them by the colors.
Eat it.
Eating himself.
It's cute.
Okay, so
Go on.
So I was asked to make a self-tape for it originally.
Okay.
I was
Which, by
not-
the way, can be tricky for those that don't know.
it means you're
the whole
not going into the
process.
casting director's office. You have to tape it on your own.
Yes.
And it can be very tricky because a lot of
I-
times you don't know what they want. Yeah.
Totally. I've gotten to a point though where a lot of times I prefer it because you can fuck up as much as you want and just keep doing it. You
that is
could be
definitely
taping
true.
it for 3 hours and nobody will know.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you you're the only people I'm telling the real story of all this to.
I love it.
No one's listening.
Nobody's
so go ahead.
listening. Keep going.
So I got the tape to make and I read the script and I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. But clearly this character has kind of had a thing with, and at this point we knew Maloney had been cast as Sax.
Oh, okay.
And so like you read it and you hear him. I mean,
Right.
there is nobody else
Yeah,
who
yeah,
could play
yeah,
this part.
yeah.
And so I'm reading it and I'm going, they've clearly had like something in the past. I didn't know anything about the graphic novel, nothing. And I went, well, I'm never going to book this because I'm too young to
Yes.
Chris Maloney.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And then Lily, you remembered it's Hollywood.
And then I remembered it's Hollywood. But like that was in my head. And I remember the audition scenes where the sound of that cork was
I know. That's Alex pouring more whiskey
Go
into a
on.
cup.
This is a Drunksmas miracle.
what was I saying?
You
the
saw
audition scenes. It was like 11 pages.
Yeah.
And it was
every scene you had in the pilot episode.
minus one that was like 3 lines long.
Right.
And I had
this was still the self-tape.
This was still the self-tape.
So you had to self-tape the entire pilot episode.
Basically.
For your character.
Yeah, and it's like, they always give you fun stuff to audition with where it's like cuts from an exterior scene to an interior scene to one with 16 people and whatever.
And as you're talking and somebody else is reading all the other lines, most of it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't
Exactly.
flow.
You're like,
and
yes,
And then
sandwiches.
they cut parts
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
So they, so I had just come off of shooting a web series.
Okay.
Called yes, it has not been released yet.
I know what it is, though.
It's for CW Seed and it's called Beer Fest and it's a reincarnation somewhat of the Broken Lizard movie Beer Fest.
Yeah.
From whatever it was.
I work with the
10 years
director. That's how I know the shorts.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
You mean Matt Johnson?
No, the director of the movie.
Oh, the
the movie. Oh, excuse me. Wow.
Oh, sorry.
We'll talk after.
Tootie. I'm drinking some Macallans.
And I'm gonna have an M&M.
There you go.
Have
So
20
I
of them.
had just portion control.
Once.
So I had just come off of shooting that, and we were on a weird schedule, and so I was like trying to learn this material, and I could not learn the material to save my life. And I got to the point where I would get 5 pages in, and I'd fuck something up, and I'd be like, yeah. So by the time, and Allison can attest to this.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
No,
so like
what are you
when I'm-
talking about? I have no idea.
No. Everything's just easy and right off the tongue. So I usually will do like, okay, that one felt good. Let me throw another one. And then I'll like pick which ones I like best.
Yeah.
Basically, it was taking so long to make this tape that by the time I actually got through one full take of that first scene, I went, okay, done, next.
Yeah.
And I never looked.
Amazing.
Same thing happened with the second scene. I never watched them. I spliced them together because they were the only 2 full ones, and I sent it off.
Wow.
So that was really cool. And then I had made another tape for something that felt much more me appropriate.
Yeah.
Around the same time, and about a week and a half later, my agent called me and and I was like, oh, something. Oh, it's totally going to be the other
The one that I took my time and combed over.
And
yeah.
she's like, so the director for Happy wants to have a Skype with you. And I was like, for Happy? Like, what? What are you talking about? And so it went to Skype and then wound up retaping
Did you do like
it.
a chem test with Christopher Maloney?
I
at
did
some
wind
point?
up doing
Yeah,
a
yeah,
chem
yeah.
test, so I definitely like popped a couple beta blockers and was like, but he's the coolest
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
in
he's
I've
the
now
world.
I've now gotten to meet Chris twice through Lily over the
He's
process
the
of this.
nicest man.
Honestly.
He's the nicest, but he's also just bizarre in real life too.
He's
so
is
bizarre.
a real life version of Nick Saxon.
Yeah.
Like he's so much more Gene.
Well, and one
from
by the way,
Wet Hot
wasn't
American.
one of the
really?
yeah I know right yeah
Minus the talking
By the
to-
way, that does not surprise me
Yeah.
because when a guy like can do that. Like, when dramatic guys can do that kind of thing, the dramatic stuff is a fake.
Well, but
Like,
also
they're closer to that dude in real life.
This is the genius of what he does on Happy. And if someone has no idea what we're talking about, he plays this like ex-cop who's now a total degenerate and like, basically on the last thread of life every time he steps into anything. But he has this imaginary blue flying horse thing that follows him around that he talks to.
Unicorn?
It's not a unicorn. It's not a horse. It's not a donkey. You don't really know what it is.
Because it's an imaginary
But
friend
you
of
have
a
to
little girl.
you have to realize
Yeah.
that when
Which is
he's
fucking
actually
genius.
yes, you have to realize that when he's actually shooting this in real life, he's not talking to anything.
Yeah.
No, it's
He's
great.
having full conversations with an
Watching the
imaginary
monitors
horse.
during a scene between Sax and Happy is amazing because you got A cam and you got Maloney in there and he's doing his thing, and you got B cam. It's just an empty frame.
Amazing.
And it's just like, oh yeah, that's Happy. That
Yeah.
will be Happy.
Yeah.
And it's just it's such a clear, because he's the only one, other than the little girl whose friend he is, nobody else in the series communicates with Happy.
Yeah.
So I've had scenes with Happy, but I don't have to recognize that Happy's there.
You don't know that you're having a scene with
you're-
Happy.
Exactly.
Theoretically,
that's
right.
a good way to put
Exactly.
it.
So
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that kind of thing. But Maloney, I mean, God, I hate talking him up like this. His head gets so big. He's so good. Like, just watching him work with Happy. I mean, our first scene together is me, him, and Happy.
Oh, funny.
And when he first really kind of meets Happy and starts realizing maybe this isn't an hallucination, like what exactly is happening. So he's having a conversation with me, trying to really not acknowledge the
Amazing.
imaginary
Amazing.
animated flying horse. And it's just like, how are you doing it? He's got his eye lines. I mean, it's so...
But it's got to be fun for you as an actress, right? Because you are literally playing a person who is having a conversation with a person who's being very weird.
Yes.
And that's what you're supposed to be playing.
It's totally...
You know what I mean? So it's like you are actually having the
job
experience.
is pretty easy, let's just say. Because you got a crazy person over on that side. It's, I mean, I will say, I only realized it at the table read for the pilot.
Yeah.
And I'm the straight guy in the show, which I was like, oh shit, God, I don't get to be funny. But it's so, to watch them,
Yeah.
God, it's so good.
So does it shoot in New York then?
Shoots
is that
in
why
New
you're
York, yes.
Yeah. Now were you based in New York
So-
prior to that already? Or?
I'm from New York.
Shocker.
So
And-
wait, this is how we're gonna segue.
This is the only reason why we don't like Maloney, because when I walked into that chem read, he had a hat sitting on the table with his sunglasses and keys, and it was a Redskins hat. And I
Ew,
was like,
what?
What are you
No.
doing? We can't be friends.
So Lily,
Testing you.
as our listeners know, I'm like a massive Giants fan.
Oh, we
And-
all saw the Insta stories
Yeah,
of you
and
at
so
Giants.
Lily is the one who was
Giants
with
Field
me
or whatever it's
because we
called.
are both
That's
diehard.
MetLife Stadium.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, we are both diehard Giants fans. So like anyone else who is anyone against the Giants, we're like, no.
Get out of our face.
Well, I
He's
grew
a
up.
Redskins
I grew-
fan?
But I
Yeah,
grew
well,
up.
he's from
in-
DC.
I grew
Gross.
up in DC.
Yeah.
But also, I hated the Redskins because I didn't like football. And when it was time to be like, I got to choose a team, I chose the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's even worse.
Because they were the
Because-
because
yeah.
they were,
Even worse.
Mainly because they were against. I didn't know the New York Giants were.
By
a
the way,
thing.
Lily, did we win today?
No, we didn't.
Oh crap.
We can't. Hey,
We were putting
there
up
was
a
some
fight, though, right?
There was some
Yeah.
fight. There was some.
Also,
fight.
this is so
Oh.
old when people listen to this.
And by
but
the
I
way,
knew we were winning at one
I
point.
now
Yes,
know-
this was week. What is this? Week.
I don't know.
15?
Who cares? We're 2-86.
2-86. Actually, I think
been a
it
rough
might be 2-86.
Yeah, I know.
Which is horrible.
so wait, we're going to segue slightly because Lily is from New York.
Yeah.
But so she grew up in New York, but then she's also lived out here for a long period of time. But Lily has basically been.
How did you guys meet?
We
This is what I'll
met
ask.
in an acting class, and we became really good friends because when our acting class was on Monday nights, and there was one Monday where she goes, "I'm going to be late for class because the Giants game is tonight," and I went, "I'm sorry, I would like to watch the Giants game too." So we went to a bar across the street from where class was to watch the Giants
Amazing.
game before we went to class, and that's how we became friends. But her mother,
That's power. That's a power move.
Yeah.
right
Oh,
there.
it's a bonding move.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
for
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Also,
That's like
that
going to
between-
camp.
It's exactly correct.
It's the same.
I went to Jew camp growing up, so I know what those bonds are.
First off, don't know what that is.
Jew camp?
Secondly, it sounds really
Happy
bad.
Hanukkah, everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
We did talk about it. Hanukkah's over, right? Didn't it?
Yeah,
like
it's not-
it
By the
started like
I've
2
been-
Wednesdays ago.
By the time this airs, yes,
Hanukkah's
Hanukkah
done.
will
Yeah.
be.
No, that's fine.
Also, I've been on a ship for a week. I don't know.
So
what
this
year
is
it
what I was going to talk about. So Lily's
well,
mother,
obviously 1910 because
Stop-
you were on a ship.
Stop interrupting
ahead.
me.
Sorry, go.
Not to-
So Lily's mother is also in the quote unquote industry. She's a
You mean
costume.
she's actually in the industry?
She's a costume designer.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And she like big
You
time.
tried to mock that.
like
in the beginning.
super super fancy time.
Yeah.
So she just can we say what movie she's done? Is that
Oh,
okay?
of course we can because we need to promote it
Oh,
because it
good.
comes
Oh.
out. When does this one air?
Not till the 27th. So
Okay,
it's been
so
out for a
it's
week.
been out for a week. So if you haven't seen The Greatest Showman,
Oh yeah.
go see it.
Yeah, her mother costumed
Wow,
it.
that's awesome.
Wow.
I yelled
Yes.
into that loud. I'm sorry.
You did, and it was
it's
awesome.
so good. It was worth it.
You know why? Because people are like, "All right, okay, fine, Jesus.
But because
Greatest Showman doing it.
because she was the costume designer for this huge movie. They had their premiere.
Yeah, that's not a small movie.
No, not a small movie by any means. They had a premiere on a cruise ship that was in port in New York, and then the
okay.
cruise line asked her mother to actually take the cruise that this cruise ship was about to go on to do like talks to the people on the cruise to be like, this is what it's like being a costume designer or whatever.
nice.
So her mother got to bring a guest, and the guest was Lily. And so Lily tells me, she's like, I'm going to go on a 7-day cruise from New York to London. And I was like, that sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
And she's
that's
like, what are you
called
talking
that's called being trapped on a ship for 7
With
days.
your mother.
And by the way, the Atlantic Passage is the most choppy of all the passages.
Especially in December.
I know my passages,
Yeah.
especially in December.
Because I
know
did a
if you
cruise
brought-
once in my life. It was 5 days, and we made a stop every day. So I got to get off the boat for multiple hours throughout the day.
Yeah.
And I still hated it. It still was
Really?
awful.
I'm sorry.
So I can't imagine being on a cruise and
Dude,
not being
7
able to
days.
get off the
Seriously.
boat.
First
Dude,
off,
seriously.
I was on a cruise
Yeah.
up the Hudson Valley.
Oh,
I
gosh.
went up the Hudson River on the Hudson
Fancy.
Valley.
Yeah.
And because of Hurricane Sandy, all the good sides of the Hudson River had been blown out. So we had to stop in places like Yonkers.
No.
And they literally were
Romantic.
like, don't get off the boat.
Really?
I swear to God. And it was like a bunch of old farts because it was like a Stanford tour. So it was like a bunch
my
of old
gosh.
people. And they were like, please don't get off the boat. We went to the murder capital of the United States of 2014.
Yonkers was?
Yonkers, one of them. And then we went to another. No, and then we went to another one. They were like, please don't get off the boat. And we're
But you
like,
didn't go to Camden, New Jersey,
get your
because
money
that's
back.
like
no,
a
that's
murder.
true. We did not go there. But we were just, it was the same
So-
thing where I was like, this is not a fun place to be. Like, boats are cool for a day.
No. Look, this was like in September where she forwards me an email and is like, "Hey, wanna go?" And I'm like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think about when it was,
Yeah.
what it was. I've never been. The last boat I was on was the ferry to Catalina like 15 years
Amazing.
ago. All right. So, and I definitely got sick.
And by the way,
that
that's like an hour.
exactly.
Maybe 45 minutes if you take the fast one.
Exactly. And it's not
a
ferry.
week.
And it's not a ferry.
It's so once it got closer to it, it was like, oh, then the reality was setting in because we departed 2 days after Happy premiered.
Oh.
So I had been doing a bunch of press and a bunch of running around all week.
Yeah.
And then I had been subletting an apartment in New York that I was leaving because I was like, I'm coming back to LA over the holidays. I'm not going back until I'm not going to pay
Yep.
for something in the middle.
Yeah.
So I had to do all the press stuff, try to like enjoy the fact that I had a show premiering that week.
Yeah.
Pack up my life, send half of it to my dad's place in Jersey to stock up,
Amazing.
take the rest to FedEx to ship back here. Like all of this stuff.
I love that you were like, I'm
get
going to
on
move
a
cross
ship.
country. FedEx? It was like, I don't think that's how moving works.
Well, when you have one really big box, it does. But
Does it fit in the box? I'm taking it. It's part of my life. If it doesn't
Exactly.
fit in the box, you're out of
then
here.
bye. And so basically it was like, okay, this is ridiculous. And then, oh, right. I don't get to watch episode 2 of the show because it's
right.
She's on a boat
I'm
in the
gonna be
middle
on the
of the
boat.
Atlantic.
Because they sold us a bill of goods, okay? You think in 2017.
Did they say TV internet? And you're like, what TV internet?
Exactly.
Yes, there it
Thank
is.
you very much.
There it is.
And I literally buy it. So they have the premiere of the movie on the ship, and then it ends, and they have to kick everybody off because
Oh,
the
right.
ship has
The ship
to
is
depart.
leaving, yeah.
And so we go back to the room. It's like 11:30. It's supposed to depart at midnight, and this is when I'm finding out there's really not really any Wi-Fi. There's 4 TV channels.
Cell phone ain't
and
gonna
I'm
work.
going.
Gosh.
Well, the cell phone I kind of assumed, but it was like I figured there was. It is 2017.
yeah.
Let's just.
And by the way,
Yeah.
airplanes.
Airplanes
flying
have
through the
Wi-Fi.
fucking sky.
Yeah.
If you were flying over the Atlantic, you would have
I would-
TV and internet.
But
on a boat.
Exactly.
Come on,
But on
that's
a boat.
impossible.
But on a boat.
No,
we can't do that.
That's technically impossible.
Technology does not exist
So
yet.
I'm sitting there, I'm like trying to like download whatever I can off of Netflix to have something on my iPad, and it's terrible. Like, it was just,
Really, like, yeah,
it was
no.
just a, it was.
Now, was
an
it there and
experience.
back, or did you go there and then fly
well,
back?
They were coming back.
Right,
we
but you
were
guys
not.
were not. Good.
Because also too, we were going to spend a couple days in London.
Why wouldn't you? It's London.
Exactly, and it's Christmas
At the
time. and it's
holidays,
perfect.
it's the best time.
Except my mother
Oh.
has to do so today, the day that we're recording this.
Physically today.
Yes.
Physically today.
Correct.
Whatever. What's today?
The 17th?
17th.
Sure, yeah.
Fox is doing a live Christmas story,
Oh, yeah.
and Greatest Showman is doing a live commercial
Oh, really?
during live Christmas story.
Oh, I didn't realize
our buddy,
that's what she
our buddy
was doing.
produced a live commercial during the Super Bowl with
right.
with Adam Driver.
Ren,
yeah.
yeah.
Or Kylo Ren, as most people know him as.
Kylo Ren, yeah.
It's a big to do.
Yeah, it's a
so
big
she
to-do.
had been working for like 2 weeks and then had to drop everything to go on a ship and not be able to actually work. I mean, it was as bad for her as it was for me.
Wow.
And so we had to dock, get in the car, go to Heathrow, get on the plane.
Are
and
you
come
serious? You didn't spend
Oh,
any
that
time in
fast?
London.
No, that fast.
So on the flight back,
Wow.
were you like, technology?
Yeah.
Let's sign
No,
up for
I
the
was
Wi-Fi
like-
and do that thing. Or
Well,
did you
here's
just
the
sleep?
thing. I slept
Yeah.
because I was sick the entire passage.
Yeah, Lily was emailing me this entire cruise being like, this is the worst
And
thing ever. And
everybody-
I was like, I told you.
Everybody's like, but you're on the Queen Mary and it's this. I'm like,
Wait, it was the Queen Mary?
Queen Mary II. Because the original is docked
course.
in
Yeah.
Long Beach.
Long Beach.
Yeah.
Because my mom thought it was going to be the Titanic because there's formal nights that you have to dress.
Yes,
like there's a
yeah.
dress code every night after 6
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah.
And so she
No,
thought
thank
it was
you.
going to be this thing, and it's like a bunch of old people just
Yeah.
shuffling around.
Here's
on-
the problem. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with anything like that. And I always tell my wife this: people suck.
People suck.
People suck.
So when you're trapped with people, it sucks
on
even
average,
more.
if you meet 10 people out of 6, they're going to be sucky.
And look, my mother and I have a very
Wait, I'm sorry,
very-
10 people
No, it
out
was
of
Matt.
6?
Don't delay. I thought we were powering
You're
through.
halfway
Lily
through.
was
You're
for me.
halfway through.
It took me a second because I was drinking some water at that
Lily
moment.
was powering
Yeah.
through. What are we doing?
I was
Fine, sorry.
trying to-
But yes, you're trapped with a
But
bunch of people you don't know.
You're
That's
trapped
not
with a
fun.
bunch of people you don't know. And also, Alison can attest to the fact that my mother and I have a really great relationship.
Yeah.
We're very good friends.
Yeah.
But being trapped with your mother on a ship in the same stateroom.
I'm currently
I can
wearing her
only
mother's boots, by the way. So Lily,
Wait,
because
what?
because Lily's
Those
mother,
boots?
yes, because Lily's mother is a costume designer. Obviously, she's obsessed with clothes. Meaning Lily is obsessed with clothes. Meaning
Okay.
Lily is my go-to person about clothes. And so
Okay.
a lot of times, Lily
true.
will clean out her closet because she has too much clothes, and I'm like, I will take some of those clothes.
Speaking of
And
which,
one
this
of the,
week we're gonna have
yes. So one of those times I was there, and she's
It's
like,
amazing.
she's like,
do you have any guys?
she's like, I'm getting rid of all of this stuff. And some of the stuff she was getting rid of was some of her mother's shoes. And these boots were them. They're technically a half size too big. I don't care. They're
boots.
stylish.
Your
They're
foot's
awesome.
not going to fall out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, those boots are locked at your knees.
I know. They're great.
You're not gonna fall out of boots.
No,
Exactly.
and they're suede and they're awesome. Oh, sweet. Okay, we
we're
real
gonna
quick.
do a
We have to
package.
open a fan gift because we have so many.
I know.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
had
So
this is
pre-packaged-
Way to
something-
stack in
Yeah,
the
I know.
corner.
I know.
Wait.
That's like. By the way, I
Oh.
feel like we should show everybody the Moonsteins.
Yeah.
The
They're-
Robert-
those are
I'm gonna-
amazing.
by the way,
we
I'm
have to
gonna
take a
call them
picture
Robert
of those.
Moonstein.
Robert Moonsteins. I love those.
Yeah.
Okay, this says, "Hi, Allison. Hi, Brad. Pause for hi, Brad. Hi. Okay, got it. Enjoy your gift.
Wait,
Don't.
that was actually
That's what
perfect.
it says.
I
That's what it
know.
says. Enjoy your gift. Don't give this one away from Brad Caney. Oh, I bet Brad sent us the shot spinner from last time that you gave away.
PJ, yeah.
I didn't give it away.
Okay, hold
and it
on.
was
So
a
he
brilliant-
sent us
took it.
a spyro.
Ooh, a spirograph. I have not seen
Dude.
a spirograph
Oh,
this is
for
the
years.
sick-
That's
Like,
a
this
good
is from
gift.
childhood.
Yeah.
What?
That's solid.
We'll give
Okay.
that one away.
Hold on.
wait,
No, we can't.
Oh, sorry.
Technically.
He
Legally,
said
I'm
that.
giving it
away.
There's multiple messages. Hi, Tom Super Volcano. This sentiment
For
from
me?
Tyrion Lannister seems to fit the 4-H.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And this one says,
Thanks,
"Hi,
bud.
Allison. Shh, don't tell guys you got a second. Oh, I got 2 gifts.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, we each-
I love that she said, don't tell the guys you got 2 gifts. Oh, I got 2 gifts.
Sorry, I did that.
You, man.
I
Should
need
have
the
opened
knife.
that one first.
I need the
Wasn't supposed
knife.
to read.
I need the knife.
Give me the knife.
Oh,
Give me the whip.
I need the
Give me the
knife.
knife. Throw me the whip. I'll throw you the
Don't
knife.
throw
Oh,
her
Jesus
that
Christ.
knife.
You were opening it in a weird way, and it made me nervous.
I was not.
He was
That's how
doing
the
it the
thumbs
safe
work.
way,
Thank
where
you.
Move your
only
thumb.
you would get hurt, not him. But
Can you move your thumb, says the only sober person here.
I told you she was one of my best friends. She's just looking out for me.
I'm also her Jewish mother, so.
Yes.
There you go. Maybe move
We
your thumb.
all got the bugs that Alex
What? Wait, what?
lost.
I didn't lose it. It just got lost in my house.
Yeah, I know.
Control.
That's what I do. I drink and I know things. We all got Tyrion Lannister mugs.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
awesome.
goodness to replace the one that my sister-in-law got me that you lost, Alex.
I didn't lose it. It just
Wow.
lost.
You
my
did
house.
lose it. You
He
did
didn't
lose
mean
it.
to. It
Maybe
just
you
shouldn't have left it in my
You
place.
lost it. Where else would it be? You
I
lost
still
it
have
somewhere.
all of the things. I'm guessing they're all that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank
So wait,
you.
That's
Yeah, we
amazing.
each got
I
mugs,
get
and I
one.
got a spirograph.
Spirograph. Allison, grow up in the 80s.
I'm hoping there now. The guy's like, "Why did I give it to Allison? She doesn't even know what the fuck it is."
Spirograph.
Sorry.
Spiro
Yeah.
Agnew.
Yeah,
Yes,
And that's
exactly.
only a thing that also
It's
us
a
old
weird
guys would
yeah.
know.
It's a
Not
vice
you.
president that most people don't know.
Yeah.
graph. It's just a graph of him being like, fucking
Wait,
Nixon.
who was he the vice president with?
See, wow,
Nixon.
We're talking
was?
like historical stuff. Nobody
Oh
would care
man,
about.
sweet. Okay, well we kind of did it, didn't we?
We did it. Yes, we're good. We're good.
So Lily, tell the people where they can find you on the social medias.
El Mirajnik.
Please
because
spell
you can
that.
figure out how to spell that, right?
No,
El
I've known her for like a
Mirajnik?
decade, and I still don't know how to spell it correctly. So
Is it like
Mirajnik.
Mirage, like Mirage?
no, not
That's
even close.
That's just how you say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not nearly heaven. So it's CQF.
7, 8, 9.
It's pronounced 789. Weirdly, my last name has numbers.
at symbol.
At symbol. Megatron. At
Someone
Snort?
snorted.
Lily just snorted into the mic. Good job, Lily.
I didn't snort directly into that. Thank you very much. My head
Close
was down.
enough. Close enough.
Mirajnik. Mirajnik.
Oh, Nick is actually at the end of it.
Yes.
Mirage.
It's not so difficult when you actually like sit and think about it.
None of us
I mean,
are gonna.
seven
It's
drinks
honestly-
in.
Yeah. It's honestly
I've been
just when
thinking
you.
about it the whole time, and I couldn't.
It's
I was
honestly
like,
it's just when you look at your last name and there's a J, a C, and a K very close together.
People get really,
that things
really
make no sense.
nervous. and
Wait,
just
where's the
think-
K?
At the end.
Oh, I thought it was
Mirage.
C.
The Nick
Nick.
part, Alex.
I thought, yeah. But by the way,
Yeah.
and I see whatever.
Okay.
What was it again?
Mirojnik.
IR
OJ.
OJ.
Nick. I swear. Let me just say this. Let me
I
interject.
didn't say anything. It's an audio podcast. Nobody saw my face.
Since June of 1994, anytime I spell my last, and it's like you'd think after 2000, even I'll
No.
give it the 6 years. You'd think
Yeah.
after 2000.
Hey, they brought it back around. That's why they won all
That's
those
true.
Emmys.
It's true. They
Right.
brought it back.
They were just like, we got to make
But
sure she gets this again.
I swear, every time I spell my name,
Mm-hmm.
like there was a certain amount of time where I spelled it like this: Mirojnick, and I would
Amazing.
split it up.
Amazing.
Because I couldn't. With
You couldn't
the
say
look that I
OJ.
get,
Yeah.
Because of what just happened.
Yeah.
Alex, as soon
Yeah,
as I said
only
OJ,
Alex, only
his
Alex.
eyes went wide.
Well, I just realized your name is Mir, like the Russian space station.
OJ,
Yeah.
like
OJ,
the
like
stabbing
the
guy.
most famous weird person on the planet.
And Nick like Saint.
And just Nick. And like Nick like Saint.
Like
I am
Christmas
a
time.
saint.
Even though she's Jewish,
bringing it
which
all
just
back
makes
around.
it even
It's
worse.
I love it. All right, people, if you haven't watched
Amazing.
Happy yet,
Amazing.
definitely tune in. It's one of the greatest, most bizarre shows on this planet.
It's really pretty fun.
It'll
And it
make
stars
ya.
one of my
It's
best
really
friends.
fucking
It's
bad.
what?
It'll make you.
It'll make you.
You know, Christopher
happy.
Maloney and I share the same
Oh, it'll
birthday.
make you happy.
April 2nd.
I'm April 9th.
Get out of town.
That's why you guys all get along.
Celebrate his birthday on set. Remember me.
Okay.
He and I.
Oh.
She's like, I won't.
Really?
Who are you?
I'll tell you, you get a present.
Oh, yeah.
I love presents.
Present. You know, I've been a brand ambassador for Yellow this whole year, so you
Yes.
get their #1 selling game,
Give
King
me
of Tokyo,
game.
and
You
you get an Alison. You get a me.
I don't know how people
I
will
have
know what
wanted
that
my
is.
own Alison for so long.
Jeez.
She knows.
Of course,
I know. I'm
I would
surprised when
be
people
the
know what that
worst
is.
friend ever if I didn't know what Alison.
Just not a
was.
great
Yeah.
one. Just
What?
not a
Just
great
not-
one.
No, exactly. So that's what you get.
I love
Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Yay.
Happy New Year.
Woo, all of it. Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can email us at halfhourhappyhourfans@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at halfhourhappyhr. Subscribe to us and share us with your friends on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever you listen to us on. And that is it for day 7
7
of Drunksmas 2017 from the Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht. Thank you guys so much for listening. And, of course, sitting in with us, the lovely and talented, the dulcet tones of Tom's Super Volcano Krajewski.
Super Volcano
Still here.
Krajewski.
Thank you so much. We'll see you on the 8th, liver.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.